program managers execute the game plan, but it's portfolio management that defines the game plan. Do you agree with this statement?
Yes, so I do agree with that. So one thing, so again, I'm in Department of Defense contracting. So these are kind of contracts, and they're projects that, you know, there's a beginning and there's an end. And what I found is sometimes companies, I'm a big fan of the structure of portfolio, program, and project. I think it creates a lot of organization, and proper leadership, the right levels and oversight, proper reporting and all that kind of stuff. And not all companies follow that. And this is, again, my experience. I found the larger the company gets, the more they actually follow those types of systems. And I don't know if that's because consultants come in or the organization just needs to form that way. But a lot of your smaller businesses, your medium-sized businesses, haven't quite professionalized themselves enough to follow those structures. And it's sometimes a challenge, you know, when there's not, because you need to start with the vision. You know, what's the business case? What are we doing? Why are we going after this market? What are we trying to accomplish? And that kind of stuff is, of course, at the enterprise, but it flows down to the portfolio, and the portfolio has a purpose. You know, what are we trying to accomplish within? Usually, it's a type of division of a company. You know, and then, of course, the programs have the projects underneath to achieve those benefits that roll up to the portfolio that you're managing. And so that's kind of been my observation. But yes, that portfolio level is so key, and it's not always clearly defined. Sometimes there's different executives that might have slices and pieces of it, but I think there's great benefit in having a portfolio manager overseeing, you know, what that strategic piece is, and the programs are all tied up underneath it. But a lot of companies, they'll hodgepodge it. Hey, we're going to throw some random project under this portfolio that doesn't fit, and it's a lot of times it's not the portfolio leaders. It's just they have this pet project that's out there that it needs some sort of management, so we'll throw it up underneath you and you can figure it out. It's kind of how it works. So the reality of the execution of these, so this is one thing I like about PMI is the ideal, right? This is what you're trying and should, and the best organizational way. Reality is often much messier than that within organizations, because you have all kinds of different trained people, different ideas, leaders with all kinds of different motives and whatnot. So the reality of executing is sometimes more difficult, but as somebody that's trained in it, I think there's clarity in trying to move towards those more clear organizations. And I think that has longer sustainability, and those are key. That's a key word nowadays, is that sustainability piece. How do you have these organizations that really perform well over long periods of time?